So, good evening, Cop Talk family. Tonight we have Professor Yaz on the show, and we're going to discuss the fantastic game, Liverpool Arsenal 1-1. So, Yaz, what did you think?
Hello, mate. Merry Christmas, everyone. We were hoping to be top of the league for Christmas, but listen, the top of the league business is irrelevant, let's be honest. I remind some people that although the games were a different number, this time last season we were all of 15 points behind Arsenal. And this season we're a point behind. Now, yeah, it was I don't know, football just, I can't understand football sometimes, but it becomes such a complicated game. We started poorly, but it was I say we started poorly. We were poor for about 5 minutes. You know, the first 2 or 3 tackles, we didn't win. The first 2 or 3 runs of the green, we didn't win. The first, attack didn't occur for us. And it was very minimal. And, Arsenal scored and, it was built up to be, this game that was going to be, massive. And, yeah, it got me nervous, if I'm honest. But we grew into the game. And, I mean, Salah scored, if you like, a little bit of an old-fashioned Salah goal, on that break and clinically finishing it. Great ball by Trent. Someone needs to explain to me as well how Odegaard's handball wasn't a penalty. I mean, I give up with the referee and officiating, VARs. I mean, some idiot. I don't even know what they try and. Do they think we've turned up from outer space and we're watching football? I mean, I don't know who it was, Carragher or Neville at the time said, well, he slipped.
Neville.
So when does slipping constituting it not meaning it's a handball? It doesn't matter whether you slip or not, mate. You've handled the ball. Not only did you handle it, you flicked it, but in the rule book, it doesn't say if you slip and hand the ball, it's not a handball. It's just bullshit. And I don't even know. Sometimes I like watching football with foreign commentary, and I don't understand it. Because, either you're in the stadium watching it and that's it, or listening to foreign commentary where you don't even have a clue what they're talking about. At the end of the day, he's handballed the ball, and whether he sees it or not is irrelevant. But your VAR, man, I just don't understand it, mate. And, anyway, that was that. 1-1 at half time. Are we brave? Are we in the second half? We come out in the second half and literally, just run the game for 50. And Klopp said it. We ran that game for 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to score in that 15 or 20 minutes. We have to score. They weren't comfortable, Arsenal, at all. We were running riot. We were retrieving the ball quickly. We were breaking at pace. They were scared. They were panicking. We had them where we wanted them. That's it. We had them where we wanted them. And we didn't make it till. And slowly, they, broke the game up. We started to run out of ideas. He has this idea that every game can be changed with his substitutions. In my opinion, I think his starting lineup was wrong anyway. I mean, look, you probably know what I'm going to say before I'm going to say it, but Diaz can't start games of football for Liverpool at the moment, mate. He really can't. I don't dislike the human being. I dislike the footballer immensely. He does nothing to threaten the opposition. He does nothing, mate. I mean, today, so many times. So he shouldn't have played. Núñez, I thought, should have started, but as Andrew said to me, you know what? He starts that game, he gets an early yellow card. He's such a firecracker, he could end up getting sent off, and you play with 10 men. The substitutions, I mean, I'm starting to worry about this Gravenberch a lot as well.
He's joining Diaz, isn't he? On the
he's in the queue. He hasn't come through the door yet, but he's in the queue. And you know, look, we would be such a different team with McAllister, Robertson, and Jota in that team. We're crying out for these players because I kid you not, mate. If we carry on playing Gravenberch and Diaz, and Nunes isn't good enough either, by the way. As much as I like what he does, he came on and they won't win you the league. They will not win you the league. Arsenal, I think, probably on tonight's performance against a decent side. But you know what? You play Liverpool away once a season. You know what I mean? If they go away to Burnley, Luton, Sheffield United, here, there, and everywhere, and mop up the points, maybe they do get close. But we will be found wanting with this squad. And, in the end, Trent's got to score as well. I think what I found, I thought what we've done this season, our inexperience is coming to the fore. We haven't got enough seasonal campaigners, Van Dijk's, Salah's, Alisson's, we don't have enough with Trent. We don't have enough. We played with Man United last week. The occasion beat us last week. Man United didn't come to win. We couldn't beat Man United. The occasion beat us. All the talk. Today, I feel like the occasion beat us. And take away that core, that spine of the team that we talk about, the rest of them just aren't ready to challenge. I don't see it. I really don't.
Yeah, well, listen. So for me, look, I watched that game. I really enjoyed the game. I think, like you said, Arsenal started very well. They started quick, and they got into us. And they had the better of the first sort of 10 minutes or so. They scored their goal, but after that, I think we were the better side for the whole game. I mean, they had moments in the second half. Obviously, they're a good side. They're going to have moments, but we were the better team. We dominated that game. We forced it a lot. You say be brave. We were brave. I think a lot of the time we were brave. We played some good football. Look, Diaz. I do like Diaz, but he is really playing badly now. He's for a long time he's not delivering. Whether he needs a rest or what, and he may have an enforced one because he may be injured. We don't even know. But I still think there's a good footballer there, but right now,
sometimes you just got to. Sometimes you have to just accept defeat. I think I'm not saying he's not a good player. Maybe our system, maybe what we expect of him, maybe the way we play our football. I can't. You know what? A good footballer will show you something sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. Now, I can't for the life of me remember certainly not this season and quite a bit of last season, anything that he did that I thought, you know what I mean? He doesn't do anything
Hold on, just remember one thing. He was injured for most of the season.
Stop using excuses.
Listen, it's a fact.
Stop. It's an excuse.
Listen, he got injured at the Emirates last season.
I know.
Right. He got injured there and he was out for the majority of the season.
When did he come back?
I don't even remember, but it was towards the back end of the season. I don't know when. He was out for the majority of the season with a bad injury. He had 2 operations on his knee.
Who won the FA Cup final last year?
Who won the FA Cup? Man City. Yeah. I mean, listen, look, I like him. I really like him as a player, but yeah, you're right. He's not playing well. He isn't playing well. And I
saw him in the cup final against Chelsea. Okay?
That was 2 seasons.
Right, I know. And that guy should have single-handedly have won that game. Okay, I can't believe what I was seeing. That game should never have gone to extra time. It should never have gone to penalties. Miss after miss. So I can't accept I mean, there's other players that get injured. There's other players that enough. Enough. Oh,
But
Dad
look,
got
anyway,
injured.
forget about Diaz. Forget about Diaz for a minute. Listen, I'm not disagreeing. He's not playing well. Okay. Nunes, yeah, he's not scoring, but he is a handful, and he does create issues for the other team. So I think Nunes is still. You got to give him time. Still, he's still very young. Listen, I'm prepared to give him that time. I think Klopp is too. Yes, I think we need Jota back. I think we need McAllister back. I think we need Robertson back, and that will add some impetus. I actually also think that we should bring back Carvalho. I think they're talking about bringing him back from Leipzig.
That's not the answer, mate. Come on,
it's not an answer. But listen,
wait a minute, man. You're just plucking names out. No, you're just playing like name roulette.
No, I'm not. I'm saying,
look, if he was any good, we wouldn't have got rid of him.
Listen, they loaned him out to get games.
He's not getting games at Leipzig.
Yes, I know. So Klopp.
So what's that tell you? We've loaned him out to another team, and he's not playing there. What are you going to bring him back for? What does that achieve?
Why not?
We need to go and do?
Why not bring him back?
Listen to me. What you need to go and do is stop going and buying players like fucking Gakpo, who I do like, but he's far too inconsistent. Gravenberch, Nunes, Diaz. Okay,
all these players you're talking about are under 25.
I don't care how old that's that. I'm just about to say, go and buy a ready-made player, someone that's going to come in and move the team forward. Our problem is we've got 5 or 6 players that are all potential. All potential. 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. 1 week they're average, 1 week they're a 10, 1 week they're a 6, 1 week they're a sub, 1 week they're injured, 1 week they score a worldie, 1 week they can't finish their dinner. You won't win nothing like that, mate. We don't have.
All right. Listen.
Have enough in the team, in that starting 11 to hurt teams.
Listen, the cop talkers have heard you. They've heard you. All right. But I still think that there's possibly a place for Carvalho to come back. If we're struggling, we're going to lose Salah for almost 2 months, right? We're going to lose Salah potentially for, I think it's
2 months. Games. He ain't going for 2 months. He ain't on holiday.
8 games we're going to miss him for. Okay? With the semi-final of the Carabao Cup.
Wow.
The Arsenal game away, both of them, the league and the FA Cup.
Not the FA Cup. The FA Cup's next week, for God's sake. When does the African Cup start?
I think it's the beginning of January. I think it goes before the FA Cup game. So listen,
he's not your answer, mate. He's not your answer. Carvalho's not your answer. Please don't talk like
I'm just saying
players like Carvalho coming in.
Listen, it's a possibility.
It's just nonsense talk.
It's a possibility. All right.
It's nonsense.
Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens. But going back to the game tonight, I mean, that penalty that was a stonewall penalty. I mean, I can't believe that it was Neville that said, "Oh, he slipped, so he might be all right." It's like they're preempting VAR.
Yeah, it's like a show.
He didn't even slip, man. He just stumbled, and his hand. It's not like the ball hit his hand. He pushed his hand onto the ball. Even Saliba came a penalty. That's even
Saliba came out on TV and said it was a penalty. I mean, I haven't heard one person on a pundit. I haven't heard anyone. Ian Wright, Saliba. I've not heard one person say that was not a penalty. So how can the referee not give it? How can VAR not say?
But
listen, I can't make a case for
that aside, I mean, Saka should have got sent off. I mean, what he did to Tsimikas, and they said, "Oh, it was a shoulder. It was dangerous." He pushed him into Klopp. He
didn't push him into Klopp. No, his momentum. No, he never. His momentum took him into Klopp.
That was dangerous.
Momentum took him into Klopp.
Yeah, but that was still dangerous. You don't do that. It was more than just a shoulder charge. And Saka's he's a great player. He really is, but he's a cheat. Because I remember there was a point where Tsimikas just handed him off, and he went down grabbing his face. and Simicast didn't even touch him in the face. You know, I mean, these players, man, I just can't believe they do things like that. It's a disgrace.
That's the player the
It's
current game has bred. It's not just Saka. It happens every single game.
No, but Saka
You know what I mean?
did it tonight. That's why I don't see our players doing that. To be honest with you, I don't see it. Hello, Hugo.
Players going down. Players failing injury.
Yeah, I think the second half, we started the second half really well, really on the front foot, and we did what we did to West Ham. Really, we suffocated Arsenal for about 20 minutes. They couldn't breathe. They couldn't get out. They couldn't do anything, and we had to score in that moment.
That's absolutely right. That was the key. That area.
We had to score. And we just made some bad choices, shooting at the wrong time when they should have passed. But the Trent, oh man, I couldn't believe he didn't score there. I mean, he went for power. You know, I don't blame him because he's running at full tilt. I think the ball from Salah should have been to Elliott. I think that was the ball, not to Trent. I think Elliott was the ball.
Yeah, but I mean, they need some composure, man. I mean, like Trent, you say he was running a full pill.
Yeah. It's a difficult one. You know, look.
All he needed to do was square the ball to Elliott.
Yeah.
And Elliott had a tap in. No one would have. All he had to do was play a 2-yard pass square goal. Yeah. But
I'm not going to knock Trent because Trent.
No. He's been our best player for the last.
I mean, some of his passing is just out of this world. And people are talking about, Kevin De Bruyne is still the best. I don't know about that, mate. I think Trent is bang up there, right at the top right now.
De Bruyne has been there for a long time. You don't even know what De Bruyne is going to come back now.
So. Yeah. But I mean, there was a moment where there was a ball over Trent's head and he plucked it out of the sky with his left.
It was fantastic.
I mean, the guy he's a superstar, mate. He really is. And I think when you got these players, so you mentioned this core that we have, Salah, Trent, Van Dijk, Alisson. When you got those 4 players in your team, in your squad, you have a chance of winning anything.
No, but that's just it, Jason. That's not enough.
Well, it's more than a lot have got.
You need 2 more to be in that core. You need that core of 4 is not enough. You know, you've got Szoboszlai, on his day, looks like a great player. Okay, and that's what I said a few minutes ago. Too inconsistent, man. You know, that guy has got so much ability today on the edge of the box. He had a chance to have a shot a couple of times, chose not to. He's got this idea of flicking a pass in tight spaces and losing the ball. That code so ineffective today, but I don't blame him either because that bloke's been there 5 minutes. He's played all across the midfield and all across the forward line. He doesn't even know where he wants him to play. So I blame Klopp today for the way what the team he put out. I didn't think that was the right team, and B, the substitutions at the time. I mean, I would have left Curtis Jones on just for his legs. He was having about as good a game as Szoboszlai. At the end, he was running on absolute empty. I mean, you couldn't keep up with anyone. The most encouraging thing in the last couple of weeks for me has been Endo. That guy, game by game, I mean, you played Arsenal today. You're not really going to play many more better, if you like, quality.
Today was the litmus test for him. Because he did well against West Ham, but West Ham didn't really threaten us. But Arsenal today put him under pressure and he passed and he did really well and he handled it. And that will be huge for him moving forward and for us because I think he's the type of player we need in there. He's like a Japanese Milner. You know what I mean? He just gets the ball, he tackles.
He's simple. Never lose.
Brave. He's I like him a lot, man. I like him. Wataru. I love him, man. I love him. Great.
You know, looking at Arsenal from that perspective, I mean, they lack a goal scorer. I maintain that.
Well, I think they lack a world class forward. If they had a world class forward, I mean, they've got Saka, who's really good.
Start from the back. I mean, their centre back pairing is good. It's up there.
Yeah, it's good.
Zinchenko.
But I don't think Saliba's better than Van Dijk. I mean,
that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. It's just what I'm saying. They've got a good centre back pairing. Ben White will do you a job. Zinchenko will do a job. Tomiyasu will do you a job. Declan Rice, Havertz is coming to his own a little bit. I mean, Saka, Martinelli. Huh? They're gonna
didn't do anything.
They're gonna win a lot of games.
Look, Arsenal are a good side.
Whether they've got enough to win the league, I don't know.
No, I don't know either. But this is only their second really good season in a row. For many years they were way off of it.
We're not. It's not. We're barely at Christmas, so you can't call it a season. You know what I mean?
They've started. They've started this season similarly to how they played last season. So, they're doing well. I mean, some of the social media stuff the Arsenal fans are putting out there, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but the difference between this season and last season is that's Joe Fraser coming up, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. Repeating.
What's that?
It's repeating a little bit.
The difference between last season and this season is last year was a 2-horse race. They only had to look out for each other or better each other. This season, there's a little group there. I mean, Man City is still going to be there. I don't think Man City are going to win the league, by the way. I think they're going to fall short. But they're going to be there or thereabouts, okay? We're going to be, I think, there or thereabouts. Arsenal will be. Aston Villa, okay, they dropped points last night, but, they're going to be a decent side. Spurs have hit a little bit more form again now. So, whilst there's a cluster of four, no one's broken away. There's no, what I mean? But for me, going back to us, what Arsenal have got stability with. They've got a smaller squad than us, I think. But they've got stability, and everyone knows their job, and that counts for a lot. We've got more players, probably more experienced kind of players, but I don't think he knows his squad. I mean, so many times this season already, or his best team, should I say, so many times already this season, just the combinations that he just throws out there and the changes he makes, and this one, that one, that one, this one, that one, this one. And now we've lost Tsimikas as well, so we've got no left back at all now. He's going to be out for longer than Robertson is.
Robertson should be back soon, though.
Well, I think Robertson, they're talking about about 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks. But, Gomez has done all right, to be fair, when he's coming.
Listen, Gomez was probably our best attacker tonight.
Yeah.
He had a couple of decent. That one that he tried to curl around, that was close, man. He's getting close to a goal, that boy.
But I don't know. We've really, I don't know. I mean, our biggest threat is Salah. Like you said, he's going away in a couple of weeks' time. Some players need to take a lot of responsibility there, man, because I just don't see where it comes from, mate. I mean, that triple substitution. I mean, Elliott did okay. The other two, fuck me, Gravenberch, Jesus. That was one of the worst cameo performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, he didn't play well. But look, it's difficult, man. You got to look. You're quite a harsh critic, I think. And
no, I'm not a harsh critic. No, you are. I'm a realist. We're not talking about.
There's being real.
We're not talking about Everton. We're not talking about Everton, Crystal Palace, Wolves, West Ham here. We're talking about challenging for the league. Now, don't kid yourself. These players are not going to. The way they're playing I don't see how he changes some of these players. Your Diaz ain't going to wake up tomorrow and be the best player in the league for the next 2 months.
No.
Do you know what? This afternoon, I was showing an 8-year-old that didn't experience Luis Suarez, and I showed him the video, my nephew's boy, on YouTube, and I was watching what Suarez did with the football. because I said to him, Suarez is the best player to ever play for Liverpool, in my opinion. And what that guy used to do with the ball was ridiculous. I haven't seen Diaz in 2 years of being at Liverpool do anything that Suarez did in his time at Liverpool once. Not once. Not once. So, Gravenberch, I look at the way he runs. I look at his control of the ball. I look at his ability to, yes, he runs and gallops like a racehorse, but the lack of control of the ball or lack of awareness of what's around him, or I haven't seen anything from that guy. Nothing.
But don't you think it's a bit soon, to be expecting him to be the world beater?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. I'm not
so
saying that.
You got to give him a chance.
No, I don't deny that. I don't deny that. But what I'm saying is, if you're expecting from him this season, then it won't be enough. If you are
I'm not expecting him to be the world beater. I'm expecting him to do a job for us, which he will do.
But he's not going to do what he's doing at the moment. What he's been asked to do and not doing at the moment is not going to win in the league.
Yeah, but that's why if you look, Klopp is bringing him on. He's bringing him on sparingly. He's giving him the odd game here and there. He's bleeding him into the team. He's giving him a bit of experience. He's getting him used to playing for Liverpool. It's going to take him a bit of time. These players, they're young guys, man. They come to a different country. You have to give them a chance. Now, like I say, Diaz has been around now for a couple. He came 2 Januaries ago, so he's almost been 2 years at Liverpool. All right. Almost a year of that he was injured, though. All right. So I'm prepared to give Diaz a bit more time. I know you're not. I know. You don't have to go into Diaz.
My time's done. My time.
You don't have to go into your Diaz thing again.
I see enough. My eyes don't lie, man.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I mean, I think if he's still not producing come this time next year, he probably won't be at Liverpool.
I would want to see him there this time next year. I mean, if he doesn't produce by the end of this season, and he won't, then he should go. In closing, in my opinion, this season is going to be, everyone's going to have a chance this season for a while. We will have a chance of winning the league, I predict, even in February. Okay? And then when you get to February, last 10 or 15 games, whatever it may be, anyone can win it if you put a little run together. If we can get to that stage and a couple of these players find their feet somewhere and maybe we buy someone experienced, or Robertson comes back, Jota comes back, who knows, Thiago, some miraculous, like Jesus is like reincarnation is fit again, and his experience and his knowledge may get you close. But what I'm saying to you is these players today, these ones that play today, the changes, they can't win the league, mate. It's impossible.
I disagree. I mean,
they lack a punch, mate.
Hold on. We played the best team in the league today.
Yeah.
Apart from us, we played the best team out there in this league. And we should have won that game. 15 minutes
you had them on the ropes.
No. We dominated the game, mate. They had some moments in the game because they're quality, but from large parts of that game, we were on top in that game. And we should have won it, really. That Trent chance, if that goes an inch lower, that's a goal. And we definitely should have had a penalty. So for me,
we had this conversation last week against Man United at 0-0. Today you're playing the best team in the league other than us, according to yourself. Last week we played the shittiest Man United team we played since Jesus was a child. Yeah. And we had more excuses. Oh, what was last week's excuse? Remember what your excuse was last week?
I didn't have an excuse. I said we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough. But
we had a chance to win the game last week. What was it?
We did. I think it was Trent again. He had a shot and it just curled past the post. But we had a lot of other chances where just the ball didn't run our way, or a little touch from one of their players nicked it away from, or the wrong decision. Yeah, we ran out of ideas last week, definitely, and we got frustrated, and it was kind of flat in places, the game, but I'm still not as despondent as you are about our chances to win the league. I think, like you say, we need to hang around that top area for a while. And when we get to, say, February, March, if we can put a run together, we stand every chance. But it's going to be tough. You know, I mean, we do need some players to step up.
No, we need some more. Look.
We need to navigate. We need to navigate the Salah loss because that's going to be huge. That's going to have an impact.
I think we can. I think we can. I think Harvey Elliott can play in that position. I think Jota can play around there. McAllister, Jota, and Robertson are massive. If you get if those three players come back, and we can not rely on Diaz, not rely on Gravenberch, give Szoboszlai a little rest every now and again. We could go close, but on what we saw today with the players that we saw today, and just them, you're going to struggle, mate. Because we've got to win games of football. You know, we're struggling.
We will. I think Badgertek is close as well to coming in. He'll be like a new player for us again. Hopefully he can, you know, do something. Thiago, like you say, is another one. He must be close to coming back. So let's see. And if we buy someone as well, you never know. You never know what's possible. But yeah, it was a good game, man. I enjoyed watching the game. I thought we went toe to toe with Arsenal. We didn't shy away from the challenge. You know, we went a goal down. We came back. We put them under a lot of pressure. Yeah, I was happy. I mean, just the result again wasn't what we wanted. But listen, like you said when we spoke at halftime, if you can't win, you must not lose.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not. It's not a decider. Forget what the media.
Nah. And that's what Klopp said. Klopp said, look, after this game, because I was saying, is this a barometer for the league if you win or whatever? He said, after this game, there's 20 more league games to play. So this is nowhere. It's game 18. That's what he said. I like that. But listen, it was a good game. It didn't disappoint. It was good. It lived up to the Christmas cracker, mate.
It was a good game.
Anyway, at least we shut those Arsenals up a bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. They're still giving it large. Old Reg, isn't he? Old Reg. Reg is giving it some, isn't he? And Michael, bloody and deluded Georgie. Oh, bless him. Bless him. I think he's had some of that whiskey tonight that you gave him. Yeah. Anyway.
Till next time.
Yeah, until next time. Merry Christmas, all the Cop Talk family and everyone on YouTube. See you on the next one. Take care.